Hey, how you going? It is day 163, it's hour 289 of learning Italian through Comprehensible Input. I've been thinking I should make videos about it to see how I'm going, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch a video and I'm going to tell you what to say. I haven't watched this video yet, I haven't watched it, it's new. I know the guy, right? Watched a lot of his stuff before. But I'm just sitting here cooking dinner, so I'm going to watch it, so I thought I'd talk about it. Now, it's this video called Podcast Italiano, is the guy, Davide. And he's good, his videos are good, his English is good as well, but he doesn't speak English, he's in Italian. He's going to talk about Switzerland, I guess, and the Italian people who live in Switzerland. Well, I guess they're Swiss people, we'll find out. And when I first started, people on Reddit and that said, the Podcast Italiano is good. So I watched it so fast. I couldn't understand it. Way too fast for me. I was like, this is, I need like Peppa Pig or something, it's way too fast. But now I think I'm kind of wondering if Davide is going a bit slower than he could if he really wanted to, Anyway, so I'm going to watch this video now. And then I'll talk to you about it, okay? So I watched it, 13 minutes. It was about Switzerland. It was pretty straightforward. I didn't have any real bumps. Said a couple of words I couldn't follow. He said cantoni, like plural for, it was like he was referring to states, prefectures, regions or something, but that I'm not familiar with that word. But in the context, I was like, okay, I guess it's that. Like here in Japan, we don't have states, we have prefectures, and in Australia we don't have prefectures. So I guess it's the same thing. It's just their word, maybe. I guess I'm assuming now from context. He used this word as well, Chinese. Sounded like he was saying Chinese, but he wasn't. Like the Chinese and the Ticano. I wonder if that is the word for the people who speak Italian in Switzerland, if they use that word for themselves. I wonder if he was trying to be inclusive rather than saying Italians. I mean, that would make sense. Makes sense they have a name for themselves, wouldn't it? That sound rude? Maybe that just sound rude. He talked about Switzerland. He went back, talked about how many people speak it there. He said the word diglossia, right? I guess I'll watch it again. I think what he was saying is that most people have, I'm guessing, a home language and a public language, a diglossia, two languages. He compared it to Arabic. I know a lot of Arabic people have their local Arabic, and then is it Fasha, MSA, Modern Standard Arabic? Well, that one is more the one everyone can speak. Everyone can speak. So I guess it's like that in Switzerland. He brushed over the fascists very quickly. I'll need to listen to that again. But overall, I feel like I got it. Sometimes these videos are a bit cloudy, a bit misty, but this one was clear. I got it all. See that? 163 days, I can just watch this guy speak full speed. I guess knowing about it as well helps. I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to see if I pick up something else. Okay? It wasn't Chinese. It was Tichinese, right? Ticino is the southern state in Switzerland, okay? Where a lot of people speak it. And it's like a stronghold, I suppose you'd say, right? Lots of people speak Italian, or this variety of Italian. So then Davide compares Tichinese to more standard Italian. It makes a point that Ticinese they tend to use as one of the past tenses that they use in the north. They use the other one more in the south. It makes sense that they're more aligned with the people in the north. The diglossia that was in teacher. That's where these people tend to have a diglossia. I didn't catch the other language. I assume it's French or German. These people up there, Ticinese, speak Italian at home, and he also said that some people speak this other small dialect in Italy called Latin, like Latin, Latin, you know, kind of. I heard about that as well. That area around there has lots of dialects and sounds and things. So yeah, it's 2 minutes, 2 times I've listened to that show and gotten better at it. Definitely got more out of it the second time. It's pretty clear, it's pretty straightforward after 163 days. So I think I just ticked over into 290 hours. I think that was it. I did it together. Thanks. I will say that knowing that I'm going to have to stand here in my kitchen and talk about it, it'd make me listen a bit more. You know, I did listen a bit more. I wanted to catch the word and be able to use it again. So you are making me more responsible. I wanted to be able to say, yeah, and then he said this, and then he said that. Whereas before I would have been like, Chinese, you know. So, thanks. I'll listen to it again, I guess tomorrow, and then I'll tell you if I got more out of it then. Okay? Through. Alright, so Sunday afternoon. It's 2 days later. I watched that video 2 times before. Now I'm gonna watch it again and see if I get more out of it. I'm cleaning, kind of tidying up in the clothes room, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna see if I can figure out some Italian at the same time. All right, let's see. I reckon my prediction is that my subconscious has been ticking over some of this stuff. So I wonder if I'll be able to pick it up a bit more, or at least pick out some of it a bit more. All right, let's go. All right, so I just listened, watched it 3 more times. Got interrupted. My kid came in, wanted to read her book, so I got distracted. Also, the ads kicked in a few times. What I've been noticing when I'm listening really hard, or maybe not really hard, but listening with intent, right? Not absent-mindedly listening, and then an ad comes on. All my ads are in Japanese, right? I'm in Japan, so the ad comes on and it's in Japanese, and I just understand it all, like just straight away, because I'm listening for it. I would have always thought I'd be in Italian brain, but the Japanese one is still right there. It's all just comes on, and it all sounds like lies. All the ads sound like lies. I don't know if that's a comment on Japanese ads. It sounds like nonsense to me. Okay, so this time, what was he saying? I don't think I mentioned before, he goes all the way back to the French Revolution and the Lombard dialect. I think he says something about the Duchy of Milan was in charge of this region in Switzerland for a while. He talks about, I caught before they use a different type of past tense. This time I caught, he said, passato remoto versus passato prossimo. And he says they favor passato prossimo more up there in the north. I thought it was the other way around. So I'm not getting it all. I had to listen to it 4 or 5 times before I understood that as a fact. He talked about the impact of religion and migration on the languages up there. And there's a book, I kind of want to get it now, the UNESCO World Atlas of Languages. It says that a bunch of these languages and dialects and regional languages they're on the way out. They're dying. Yeah, I guess as more people go up into these mountain places, they don't want to learn the local languages. They would rather speak Italian or French or German or whatever. Yeah, he said, I caught a word, this was weird, I caught a word or a phrase, and I know what it means, but I don't know what it means. It was territoria sub alto, right? Territory, sub, below, alto, high, like, I guess I know what that means. Like in Switzerland, it's a not high area, but it wouldn't mean a lowland area. Like, you wouldn't say sub-high to mean, I guess it means not at the bottom, mid, but you would say middle if you meant middle. It means not high, but yeah, so I don't know what it means, but I know what it means, right? I know what it means linguistically, not in the real world. I don't know what it means. He talked about this food that, I don't want to bag anyone's food, but the names of the food sound French. It looks like German potato food, but he reckons it's Italian food. So he talked about that. He also, the diglossia that he's talking about, that is in the Lugano area. And at first I thought he meant people would speak Italian and then use French or German for the rest of their life. I thought that was the diglossia, but he reckons that these are people in Ticino, the Ticinese people, right? He reckons they speak dialect or like regional language like Latin and Ticinese, but they also speak Italian. That's their diglossia. So two variations of the same. I guess that's kind of like how it is here in Kobe. Like at home, people speak Kobe Ben or Kansai Ben, and then at work they speak like Japanese, Tokyo Ben. Oh yeah, and I need to listen to it again, okay? I said on the first listen or second listen that he just brushed through fascism. I don't think that's what he was talking about. He said fascismo. So I think with the mo on the end, that means it's a noun, I think. Could totally be wrong. I think, or it's like fare, like to give, to do. So I don't know. So I don't think he was talking about fascism. It'd be the first time he didn't mention fascism in one of these videos, if. All right, so that was 3 times. That's enough for today. I'll give it another go tomorrow. Tomorrow I go to work, so I might even do it on the bike. Listen to it without watching it on the bike. And talk to you about it afterwards. See if it gets any more. All right? Now, I will admit, this time, I never did this before, but I started taking notes because I knew I would have to stand here and look at myself and watch myself try and remember. And I thought, if I make notes. So now I've already changed my technique. There you go. Bye. All right, I got one more listen in. Something came up, so I had 15 minutes. And so I got deeper, right, when I listened to one more time. Those people in Ladin, the Rodesco, that's a different area, right? That's not the same people he's talking about. In Lombardia, who speak, he talks about 2 different groups, right? I thought it was the same group. So, right, after 4 or 5 listens, I'm starting to understand it more, get more out of this video. The other thing that I thought he was talking about fascism, he was fascismo. That means like really easy. I think facile is easy, fascismo is like really easy, the easiest. Yeah, each time I listen, I understand more. It's like 5 times. It's like 13 minutes, so it's like over an hour I've been listening to it, but I don't know how much of percent I get. Like, I understand the whole script, but depth, nuance, details, I get more every time. So I'll give it another go, see what happens. So, yeah. So those people speak Latin and Romesco, the other one of the 4 Swiss national language, are in the Orientale, not the Asian side, the eastern side of Switzerland, okay? And that territorio is subalto. That doesn't mean to do with height of the mountains. It means levels of authority, regional control and authority, right? So they're like not seen as, not now, I think this is historically speaking, they were not seen as Swiss or as important, right? Because they were, I'm guessing, considered backwards farm people or something like that, right? So I was thinking it's a geography term, but it's actually a legal term, right? So context, right? Find the word, try and figure it out, listen to it again in context, changes the meaning of the word. 6 listens, and I understand differently. It's good, right? It's good. Like I haven't touched a dictionary yet. This is just listening to it and figuring out from context. Like I'm fully getting it, right? This dude's speaking full speed Italian and hasn't been 300 hours yet. And like I just understand it. It takes a while. I feel like I'm in primary school again. And the teacher pauses the video and says, "What did he say? Let's rewind. Let's try and..." I feel like that's happening a little bit, but there's a reason why teachers did that, right? Because it works. Watch it again. You understand it. Just listen to it, catch it, think about it, listen to it again, see if you can figure it out. Man, your brain just does it. You don't have to get the book and study and stuff. You just listen to it. It's good. All right, see you tomorrow. Hey, so I'm at work. I'm in my workshop here at work, and went out for lunch. Went out to grab something to eat, and I listened to it again. Put Davide in my pocket. I went for a walk, and I feel like it all kind of came together. I don't know how many times I've listened to it now. More than 5, less than 10. 13 minutes each time. And yeah, today, when I was listening, I gathered that the cantoni, they are separate regions of Switzerland. And in 2 different cantoni, they speak Italian, or some form of Italian. He speaks about the Ticinese one, which has a historical connection to one part of Italy, and a different Romesh, I think is what he said, a different cantoni, which has a different connection to a different part of Italy. I think it's Lombard and Milan, something, I don't know. So I don't remember the details, but I understand it when I hear it. Facissimo is the superlative form of facile, the easiest. So it's the easiest. I didn't catch what is the easiest, just that that's what he was doing. Not Mussolini and the fascists. He's talking about something being the easiest. So I'm honestly surprised at how much I can understand without studying Italian. Just from listening to it, just watching stuff and listening to it, and it just starts to demystify after a while. This video at first was quite transparent. It was opaque, but I could gather it pretty quick. I'm impressed. Some of these videos are more complicated at the beginning. Maybe complicated is not the right word. They're like misty, you know? It's like foggy and misty. You can't really see what's happening. You know you gotta get through it, but it's difficult. But this one, I just kept going. Just keep listening to it over and over again. But what it's not is it's not sitting down for, let's say I listen to it 7 times 7, times 13. It's more than an hour and a half, right? Nearly 2 hours. I didn't sit down with the book and a pen and smash and grind Italian for nearly 2 hours to get this. I didn't. I cooked dinner, hung out the washing, I went for a walk to the shops and got my lunch. I didn't listen to it on the bike this morning because I was talking to my kid. That's it. Like, it's not hard. That's the point. It's not suffering. It's not hard. It's just listening to a guy talk about something that I'm kind of interested in. And repetition makes it understandable. I didn't think that would work when I started doing this. But here I am now, after doing this activity with you people, you good people, you people. I've done 292.41 hours over 164 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months and 20 days, 5.5 months. I've averaged 1.7 hours a day. I'm quite lucky that I can squeeze that into my day. I couldn't at my last job, but this job, see how quiet it is? I can find time for it. What else have I done? I didn't mention what else I did. I do Clothes Master sometimes. That app is good. And I do like 30 a day because that's the cap for free. I would do more if it was more, but it's not, so I do it for free. And 30 in like sentences with a gap taken out, one word taken out, and then you got to pick the right one. It's not hard, but it's all context. So you read it in Italian, try and figure it out. Read the English, what word should be there, and I think what word should be there. Figure it out in English, and then wonder what it would be in Italian, and then look in the form multiple choice and say, it's probably that one. And then I tend to get 28, 29 out of 30 right every day because cognates and whatnot. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this activity. I hope watching me do this comprehensible input was helpful. I don't know if it was. I guess the point I wanted to make is that you won't. I don't understand it straight away. It takes a few watches and a few listens, and that's part of it. And it's not linear. You kind of chop and change. Some of it's grammatical and some of it's like vocabulary. But what I don't do with this is what I used to do in Japanese. I'd hit a word, phrase I don't understand, and then I'd stop everything and then have to look it all up. I don't do that anymore. I just go, okay, I don't understand. I'll listen to it again. I'll listen to it again. I'll listen to it again. Until I do understand it. It seems dumb. But it's not. It seems like banging your head against the wall, waiting for it to go in. But it's not. It works. It works. It's weird. I don't know what to say. It works, but it's weird. Bling. I'll try this video again. Maybe with a harder one. If you want to watch me suffer, go to a harder one. There's a bunch with Davide. He'll talk about expressions in Italian. And so it's like meta. He's talking about an expression or a bunch of related expressions in a language. I don't speak. I kind of understand it. After 8 watches. So that is weird. Knowing when he's saying a word and when he's talking about a word. They're hard. Maybe I'll do one of them. If you want, I'll give it a go. Maybe. I'll think about it. Hooroo.